Okay, so one of the ways that I love using ChatGPT is the projects feature that they introduced earlier this year. So the way I set up projects is that they become your business brain. You can give the project everything that you want the AI to know about you and your business. So you can get really specific and dialed in. So this is how I build it to sound like me, how I shortcut the process of getting it to write copy and content for me, getting it to repurpose, to help me with ideas and to brainstorm. Inside the project, you give it information about your offers, about your client language. You can hold frameworks that you want it to follow. You can give it copies of your sales page, testimonials, essentially everything that it needs to really understand deeply about your business so that it can help you write very dialed in copy and content. Now, the last time I checked, there's a limit of about 20 files that you can upload to the project, to the knowledge base. That may change, but that's where we're at the moment. It also allows you to add in custom instructions. So this is where I put things to train it on the words and phrases that I don't want it to use and to remind it to use my brand voice document when it's writing. Does it always 100% pay attention? No, it's AI, but it does do a pretty good job of knocking out most of those AI tells so that when you're getting that first draft, the editing process isn't quite as laborious as it would be otherwise. Now, the other really great piece about the projects is that they're good at organization. So any chats that you start in here get saved into the project. You can also move them around. I'll show you how to do that in a second. You can obviously create multiple projects. So I'm working with a client who's got 3 different arms in her business. And so we've created a project for each of them so that the specific of the offers, the language, the content that she's creating is kept into those projects. Like I said, you can move your chat threads around between these different projects. So they're a great feature to help you to keep organized, but more importantly, to create this business brain so that chat sounds like you and understands exactly what you want it to help you with and how you want it to do that. So let's have a look at what that looks like. Okay, so here on the left, these are the chats that we just looked at, and then we've got projects. So I've got a project set up here. That's my copywriting assistant. So this is the project knowledge base, and here I've uploaded key documents that are relevant to what I'm working on. So I've got my brand voice. So if I just click this to open it, sometimes it opens in here, sometimes it downloads it. Okay, it's downloaded it. But so here's a document I've created with examples of my brand voice and how I want it to write. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about creating all this stuff, but this is all the foundational pieces that you need to build out your AI copywriter to be really efficient and work well for you. So I've got some information about my current clients, some brand stories. I've got the sales page for my offer, the messaging matrix, which is client language that I've been collecting so that I can use that for ideas and for helping to write my content, and my testimonials. So that's all here in the project knowledge base, which means that I can reference that information when I'm asking AI to help me create content. And then the custom instructions I was talking about is here. And so I'm telling it to use my brand voice document. I want UK spelling. And then I give it a list of all the words and phrases that I don't want it to use. I do in there also ask it not to use M dashes. It still uses M dashes, but we can just edit them out. It's not the end of the world. So if we have a look at now this chat that I did before, that's kind of just not really sitting anywhere. If I wanted to save this, I can move it now to that project. Okay, so it's now moved it here into the project so that I can, easily access it. And this just keeps everything in one place. For me personally, the way I use AI and all these threads is that I use them to get to a point where I'm happy with something, whether it's a draft of a sales page, whether it's a piece of content, and then I save it off ChatGPT. So while this is helpful to keep things in one place, I don't rely on this totally as my filing system, but that's just me. But the option is there with this because, again, you can rename and things, you can add emojis to help you stay on top of stuff. And so if you wanted to, you could be super organized inside ChatGPT. I use Airtable, so I have a place where I store, for example, all my links to sales pages and my freebies and stuff. So I know that's all in here. And then I've got another Airtable where I have all of my content so I can see where it's been posted and when. So this is my system, but I feed ChatGPT or AI into this system.